Diablo 4, what happened? Well, let's find out.
My take on D4 is it's just it was developed and put out probably 6 months earlier than they wanted it to. I think they have plans to make the game good. I think it will get better. They're obviously already changing stuff in the right direction. They literally just nerfed the code enchant. They nerfed.
Oof, man, that was a painful first 15 seconds, not gonna lie. I don't like it when people say, "Oh, Diablo 4 was pushed out too early." One, why push it out too early? Two, we know that Season 1 was already ready before the game launched. Which means the game was more than ready, okay? And Season 2 was also in the works or something like that. So the game was way more than ready. The reason why people think it's not ready is because not a single developer probably even got past level 50. That is why people say it's undeveloped, because the game sucks after that point, right? Everyone can easily agree with that the game is pretty bad when you play it a long time, because there's nothing to do, it's kind of boring, it's repetitive, and all of that good stuff, right? Well, not a single developer playtested it for more than, 10 hours of gameplay. So, they thought the game is finished because no one thought that the late game is going to be a problem because not a single one of them is a gamer. That's pretty much it. The game was finished in their opinion when they released it.
Nerfed the fire death explosion. They're nerfing the shit that people are telling them to fix. They're going to make the game better. It's just we have to wait 6 months.
But they're going to nerf XP again, though.
It's probably came out 6 months before it should have. They had a date which is 6/6, and they wanted to put it out, so they put it out, and it just needs to be developed. That's why they're saying things so heavily like it's a live service game, because they're basically saying by it's a live service game, saying we're still developing it. That's what that means. Or else, why would
that's not what live service actually means? At least not in the case for no. I know you want to be positive, but there's a fine line between positivity and absolute cope. And currently, it seems like the Starfield player cope is seeping through onto everyone else. Because it's not true. The game was finished. A live service game does not mean that, they get to release garbage and, then fix it. And I do agree. In 6 months, the game probably will be in a better position. Because that's probably going to be Season 4, right? Or something like that. Because Season 1, they delivered nothing. Season 2, they actually fixed the things that were supposed to be at the very start of the game. And with Season 3, they have no longer anything major to fix that people complain about, which means they will not be able to sell you bug fixes as core seasonal features. Which means they will have to actually make legitimate seasons, not like 1/10 of Path of Exile and call it a day because, they're Blizzard. Oh yeah. And Season 4, after everyone just literally, completely destroys them for how atrocious Season 3 is probably going to be in reality, Season 4, that's where we can actually start to see something actually new and maybe barely playable, okay? That's how it's going to be.
the being a live service game matters. It's a reason as to why they're continuing to build what they're saying is we're still making it. Like that's basically how I understand what they're saying, which is fine with me. I'm okay with it. It just means I'm not going to play it heavily right now.
When
it is ready, I will play it. Who are already bored of it? It's tarnished. You're bored of it now. I'm bored of it now. People are bored of it now. That's fine. It's okay to be bored of it now. Like just because you're bored of it now doesn't mean the game can't be better later, right?
Obviously. Look at other games. People just literally come back for new seasons. PoE graphs looks like this. Whoop, and then there's new season, there's whoop, and back you go. That's how that works. Every game gets boring at time, and then you go play something else. So the fact that Diablo is currently garbage, absolute uncontested garbage, doesn't actually mean a lot because I think it was worth whatever I paid for it. I already have honestly forgotten. And I'm going to return for the next season. And hopefully by season 8, basic skills will be fixed and actually deal damage. And you won't have like one cookie cutter build for every class. Because again, I'm going to say this example again. The sorceress for the second season now has not had well, for the first season, we're still in the first season. For a whole season now, has not had anything but ice shots as a viable skill. Why are people not talking about this, by the way? Why are people not talking about the fact that currently there's like a one way you can build most characters? And after that, the game is like unplayable if you try to do anything other than that. You know? The druid helmet that gives you the ability to cast other things. Without that, druids are barely a class, honestly, right? Sorcerers have only one useful skill. This is life. I don't even know if people play barbarian. And rogues have like, I don't know what rogues honestly do. But you get the point.
Like, I'm coming into Path of Exiles 10 years later. The game's been out forever. And now I'm starting to enjoy the game. I heard it wasn't as good in the beginning.
Yeah, it was shit at the beginning for most people.
For 10 years and still missed the mark. Sure. Yeah, I'm not going to argue. The game's been in development for a long time. I think they probably had issues in development, I would think. And something probably happened. Maybe the...
By the way, PoE existed when Diablo 3 existed, okay? And Diablo 3, in most people's eyes, was an absolute failure of a follow-up to Diablo 2, right? That is the majority opinion. If you disagree, that's fine, but that is the majority opinion. But at that time, PoE existed. And yet, no one was talking about, oh, I'm leaving this for PoE because it's a great game. Because it wasn't a great game then. PoE was not a great game in the start by most people's account. It was literally Diablo 2. I personally liked it a lot. Now I consider PoE an absolute zoomer game, you know? For the, gotta go fast and all of that stuff, by the way. But PoE literally took 5 years to become not shit in the eyes of the mainstream, by the way. Literally 5 years after its release. It took so long for it to become not repetitive garbage in the eyes of the majority. Just putting it out there.
The original devs that were making it are no longer there or something. I don't know. And there we go, D4 PoE arguments. I don't really think people are arguing. To be honest, I think most people agree. Yeah. I think most people are fairly unanimous.
Not
I don't
idiots.
I don't really see as much anymore the people that are discussing it that are just like raging about it. It seems much more like everyone realizes what it is. It's in a spot where it will be good at some point. It's currently not amazing. People are just waiting. That's how I'm seeing most of the people react. I don't think there's a reason to be like super salty about it right now. Yeah, we're all on the same page. Yeah, exactly. Like most people are agreeing with it. And it seems like some people are willing to give them the time of development. Some people are not. And that's fine. That's your decision as a consumer. Kind of weird. Some PoE people seem to want D4 to fail. Yeah, because if D4 fails, then that means you're correct in that the game that you chose to play between the two of them was the right choice. People are thinking...
I mean, I don't want to see D4 fail, but I understand the appeal of seeing D4 fail. Because Diablo 4 is not an experience that should be even sellable at the moment, right? It is woefully trash compared to compared where it should be. So I understand the people who want these games to fail, you know, all these AAA development games that are absolute garbage. I understand them wanting them to fail, because I sometimes also want that. I play Diablo 4 and I still want it to fail, because I want Blizzard to actually be punished for delivering a game like this. I want these game companies to actually feel repercussions for creating games that are of such bad quality. I want them to finally suffer for their actions. Because if Diablo 4 doesn't fail, well, Blizzard's just going to make a Diablo 5 now, and it's going to be Diablo 4.5, which is already a Diablo 3.5 in reality, so what the fuck are we even getting, honestly, at this point? You know? If these companies don't get punished for creating garbage, how will they ever learn? Because the devs don't care. The devs look at you as an uneducated monkey who is incapable of understanding the complex intrigues of game development. They don't care about your opinion. They don't care about the critics scoring it a 0 out of 10. Because they in their heads are right. And Blizzard is not gonna listen to a rando off the street when he says Diablo 4 bad, yelling in the stars above. Now they're gonna listen to their own developers who are all like in the same unanimous boat of agreement. Our game's amazing. So the only way to damage these people, the only way to fix this problem is to have the game absolutely fail, that it doesn't make any money, that it is an absolute loss, that no microtransaction can save it, that nothing can save it, and the company actually loses money over it. That is the only way that they will ever learn. So I understand the people who want to see games like Diablo 4 fail.
Of winning and losing, like everything's polarizing our society. Like everywhere on the planet, everything's polarizing. So it's
True.
like it's a winner and loser mentality. So it's like if D4 fails, that means PoE was good. But the reality is PoE is good regardless of how D4 does. Like PoE is going to be a good game for a while. They've already proven it's a good game. I think it's a good game. I played it. I think it's a great game. I don't think we need Diablo 4 to be in order to make PoE good.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
I played D4 for over 600 hours. I got my money's worth even as garbage. Yeah. We all, or at least I'll speak for myself.
I'm not happy with D4, but I don't think I got the money's worth out of it. And I played way less. I don't probably even have 100 hours in the game. And I'm absolutely happy with the outcome.
I got my money's worth out of D4, even if they never do anything with it again. I will be sad because I will want it to be better because I want to play more of it, but I got my money's worth. I want D4 to be better, so PoE will be better. Yeah, I guess if competitors arise in the market, it would light a fire under other people to do better. But
I mean, Last Epoch exists, but no one's talking about that. Last Epoch has literally the best skill tree in any hack and slash game that has ever existed, probably. But no one's sadly talking about it.
Path of Exile seems to be doing pretty good.
Mapping in Last Epoch also is actually super fun. Let me tell you how good Last Epoch is. It has classes, right? And after finishing my first necromancer that I made in Last Epoch, you know what the second class that I started building was? Another necromancer. That's right. That's how good the game is, honestly.
I don't know the history of Path of Exile because I haven't...
And the third class was a wizard, but then the fourth class was a necromancer again, by the way. It's true.
Played it very long, but so far I'm enjoying it. So I think the biggest W from the recent discussions around D4 is the fact that they are going to be adding Uber uniques into a farmable, drop rateable.
Yeah, that's
boss,
good.
is what they talked about. And I
don't honestly think that's good if we're being real. Because Uber uniques are actually so busted, broken, and literally the best things in the game that you will never replace them. So the ability to farm an Uber unique is like a Death Spiral kind of style of gameplay, honestly. But that's okay. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this one. This is Quizzer Said. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.